Hello, my lovelies. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I'd better get a video in quick. I'm also having a casual day. Look, I'm leaning on the table. I think it's one of those days today. The weather's a bit poo, isn't it? It's raining and it's that really wet rain. Sorry, I can't help but think of that comedian. But it is. It's that really wet rain because it's so fine. It's a bit like standing in the shower. But anyway, I'm going to stay in so I don't have to see it, but my garden is loving it. So now, I am first of all going to tell you when I'm available because that's the most important thing, isn't it, while I'm wittering on. My next appointment is Thursday, the 18th of July. All appointments, darlings, after 12 o'clock lunchtime, so I can prepare. So we're looking at Thursday, July the 18th. If you wish to book an appointment, July the 18th onwards. So now, I will tell you that appointments here in Kings Winford, one-to-one appointments are £20. And the reading is about half an hour. If it runs over, I just keep going. I don't cut spirit off and say that's all, folks. And I do party bookings as well, where I come to your home. Now, party booking readings are going to be £25 each because I have to allow for travel time and travel costs. 5 people or more, please, for party bookings. You can do party bookings here with me, £20 then, but I'm just putting it out there. Now, the other thing I would like to say, it's a tiny bit of a moan, is about just not turning up for an appointment. And I'll tell you why I'm having a moan. Because of the way I work as a psychic clairvoyant. So for the want of labouring a point, I'm going to go through it again. I'm a psychic clairvoyant, but I'm actually clairsentient. So clairvoyant is to see spirit, clairaudient is to hear spirit, and clairsentient is to feel spirit. So when you're with me and we move on to the spirit part of the reading, I feel everything that spirit wishes to tell me, and I pass that on to you. Now, the other thing that I really enjoy is when a client brings a photograph, and I'm asking everyone now, party bookings or otherwise, bring a photograph of the loved one passed over that you would like validation from, because it's just like a direct link for me. It's almost like picking up the phone once I can see that person. And if that's who you'd like validation from, it stands to reason that you would bring a photograph of that person, doesn't it? Now, to go over the way I work again, because I'm a psychic clairvoyant. Now, I understand and I have been for readings, and I do go for readings with psychic clairvoyance. And so I know that when you get there, you make your appointment and you go and you sit down and the psychic clairvoyant starts talking to you. And hopefully they're always good. But nonetheless, my objective is validation all the way. So I like to prove that psychic ability really exists. And for me to do that, I actually write about you in a book, an A4 book. It's called the Book of Ticks for those that have seen me before. And I write a page and a half, 2 pages, A4 pages about you, your life, things that have gone on, happenings, good, bad, whatever I can pick out of your head, if you like. And the way I do this is by name connection. So I take your full name when you make an appointment, and at some point I will sit down and I will make a psychic connection with you energetically through the air, and I will write things about you, personal things about you. Now, the point is about my little moan about people just not turning up is that I can spend half an hour, 45 minutes, sitting down, concentrating, and writing about you. Now, last Saturday, a girl had booked in via Facebook with me, a sister and a mom or whatever coming with her. But the point is, I spent 2.5 hours writing their psychic readings for them, excitedly, I might add, because that's why you're coming to me, to hear these things. So I like to give you possibly the best experience I can. And I can tell you now, the things that I write about you will never be found on Facebook. You can lock your profile down like Jodrell Bank. It doesn't make any difference to me at all. So Saturday morning came, and I'll tell you what, I didn't feel very well, to be quite honest with you. I felt a bit dodgy. And I got up and had a coffee and what have you. And I was about to start putting my makeup on, and that little voice said, "They're not coming." And I sort of sigh about it. And I'm waiting for them to text, because the other thing I do, ladies and gentlemen, because I work for you and Spirit, the other thing I do is I always make alarm appointments. And if you look on Messenger, you'll be able to see these alarm appointments. So you will get an alarm 1 hour before your appointment is due with me to remind you. So there's no excuse of I forgot. Now, I don't mind if you text me and go, "I'm really sorry, something's come up. I can't make it." That all, we all have those moments. And my response to that is, as people would tell you that have done that, is no problem. These things happen. I've got your psychic reading ready for you. Let me know when you'd like to book in again. And so I've got that for you. But I just think to not say anything is not nice. And you know what I always say at the end of my videos about being nice to each other, kindness costs nothing. So there I was, sitting, waiting, just in case, even though I knew they weren't coming. And I was right, they didn't come. So if you book an appointment with me, people, and you can't make it, please just send me a text or phone me. I don't bite. That's the most important thing. But I also just don't want to be sitting waiting. And I'm quite sure you'll all agree with me. You've all been stood up at some point or another in your life, and you know exactly what it's like, just hanging about, waiting for somebody to turn up. When a text takes, what, 5 seconds? So this is why I'm moaning, because I put in work before I even meet you. So that's the psychic part of your reading covered. I sit down, I write about your life, you, things that have gone on, good, bad, indifferent, but I write this out for you, to show you that psychic ability really exists. And from then, after we've done the psychic part of the reading, we move on to the spirit part of the reading. Now, I am exceptional, I will say it myself, with photographs. So if you bring me a photograph of someone that's passed over, for me, it's like a direct link to that person. So once again, when I say to people, bring a photograph of the person you'd like validation from, the reading will be fabulous. And then they turn up and go, "Oh, no, I didn't bring it." Okay, well, we'll do the reading anyway. And you're just going to have to go with whoever turns up on this occasion. So I understand everybody's needs to sort of test the reader. This is an age-old thing. And I think there's many people, many psychics you can ask how many times they've been tested, and it's probably more times than you can shake a stick at. But everything I ask you and everything I say to you is for your benefit. Yours. You're paying for the reading. I want you to have a fabulous experience. So, let me just go over that. If you make an appointment with me and you can't keep it, please just text me. 2 seconds of your life, I'm not going to shout. And bring a photograph with you. You'll love the reading. And if you look on my page, you will see people that have commented in the reviews about this. So I want you to have the very best experience I can give you. So if we do these things, you will have the very best experience. I've just got my little dog trying to sit on my lap under the table because she wants my attention. Anyway, so what I was going to tell you about today is I had a lady, as I said, the Black Country lady, come to see me last week or whatever. And she bought the photograph. And it was fabulous because it was her grandfather or grandpa, as I believe he was known as. And he was in Ireland. And now I've never been to Ireland. So I say that excitedly because you've got to remember that when I'm doing a reading and the spirit is giving me all this information, I see everything. And he gave me some fantastic views, rolling fields. I mean, we're talking about open the front door, go up a garden path, all picture skew, as you'd like to say, picturesque for those that didn't get that. Um, a garden path, rolling fields in front, beautiful. And I always make a point when I'm doing a reading of asking the spirit how they passed, because it's all validation for the person sitting in front of me. And I ask about their funeral, which can be quite strange for some people. I don't know if other psychics do this, but I love proof positive. And so I asked this guy, we went through how he passed, and then I asked this guy about his funeral. And he said, well, he gave me the feeling there was like a delay, and I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in the house. He said to me, stayed in the house, and I'm going, well, no, that can't be right, can it? You can't pass over and then stay at home. But yes, because apparently they do this wake. I don't quite know what it's called, but that's what it is. Wake the body, I think it's known as. And they stay at home for like 5 days with the person that's passed over. So this girl in front of me, this lady, knew exactly what I was on about, because I found it obviously odd for him to say, I passed over and I stayed at home for another 5 days. So little items like that, for me, are fantastic. All the foibles that they give me, and I say to the person in front of me, can you understand this? Because seriously, I can't. And sometimes it's slightly frustrating for me when I'm rabbiting on about something that they're telling me, and it means absolutely, no sense to me, no sense whatsoever. But things like that, they please me so much. And also, of course, being clairsentient, I feel the person's personality, and that's quite hilarious because sometimes I kind of take the person on, and my voice changes accordingly. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's quiet. I do cracking accents, I can't believe it. And my mannerisms as well. I had one guy, spirit come through, and in my book of ticks, all I literally do, I call it my book of ticks, where I do all the psychic readings, because I just tick off paragraph by paragraph when I've got the person in front of me. I read out the paragraph and go, do you understand that? I go, yes, and I go tick. And occasionally on the spare page on the left hand side, I'll doodle if I get a name or a something that's relevant. I'll quickly jot it down so that I say to them, remember it or do you understand it? Well, this guy, he got me scribbling all over the page. I'm not joking, it was a mess. It looked like a dyslexic spider had gone clean over it for about an hour. And in the end, I said to this lady, for heaven's sakes, what does he do? Because I can't stop writing. and he worked in a bookies, so he was constantly writing out slips, doodling, scribbling. Fabulous. Just these little things, they pleased me so much, um, because I know then that I'm on the money. And let's face it, that's what this is about, isn't it? Is you coming to me and getting a reading, from someone you're waiting to hear from generally, and getting it all right for you. Because when you leave here, it's the look on people's faces, and that my heart fills, for people. And I will say one other thing, as a forewarn, if you like, because I'm clairsentient and I feel everything. When spirit sends love to you, I'm completely overwhelmed by it. And it's a case of I almost burst to tears. I absolutely fill up beyond fill. And because it's one of those moments. Have you ever been given something, or you've waited for something for so long, and then somebody buys it you, and you open it, and your heart just, oh my goodness, and your heart just wells up, and so do your eyes, and it's tears of joy. And that's exactly what happens to me when spirit sends love. Is, whoo, if I could bottle it seriously, and send people home with it, they would love it. So there's my little rabbit. I do love a rabbit with you. And I'm going to blast this all over Facebook. And I ask everybody, though I don't see it happening, please, people, will you share my video? And also, people, will you come and like my page? Come and have a look at the other videos that I've done. And come and have a look at the reviews people have left. There's some interesting stuff on there, especially if you're, well, A, interested in this, and B, if you're looking for a psychic clairvoyant. Now, just to go over the party aspect, it can be in the day, it can be in the evening, it doesn't matter really. 5 is important as a starting point, probably no more than 7 or 8. Do remember, these readings are half an hour long. So by the time I get to the last person, if you've all been drinking wine and scoffing pizza in the other room, the last person's extremely happy when they get to me. But I need you to be able to remember things about your past loved ones, so you can verify what I'm saying. So remember now, party readings as of July the 18th. Anything booked now with me before that doesn't count. But as of July the 18th, all party bookings now, the readings are going to be £25 a head, and that is purely to cover my travel time and my travel expenses. So now, on this rainy day, the really wet rain, I shall go, and I'm going to grab myself a bit of lunch. And I look forward to, hopefully, you all pop into my page. Come and have a look, have a little like, have a little read. And if you've got any questions, message me. I don't mind answering emails. I get loads of them. And I am here to answer those questions for you. Do you have to be religious to have a reading? No. Do you have to believe in spirit? No. And you're my favourites. Do you have to be into spirituality and all things spiritual? No. All you have to be is curious, interested, want some contact with somebody from the other side, want some validation that clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience are real and we exist. And more importantly, although that's incredibly bad English to say more importantly, but more importantly, to prove that once we leave this earth plane, we become white light spirit and move on. So, on that fabulous note, because I love spirit, I really do. On that fabulous note, my darlings, I am going to leave you. Remember, appointments now, Thursday the 18th of July, no appointments before 12 o'clock lunchtime. I have to get my act together. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. And as I always say before I go, please be kind to each other. It costs nothing to be nice. See you all soon. Bye now.